The purpose of this video is to show you how to insert a footnote in your text, sentences, paragraphs, whatever, in both Google Drive and Microsoft Word. So I'm going to start with Google Drive, and to insert a footnote, it is best that you have written your sentence and you know exactly where you want to put the superscript that's going to create a number to designate your reader to go look at a particular note at the bottom of the page. So let's imagine that this is my sentence. Here's my sentence, and I'm going to insert a footnote. Most of the time, footnotes are found at the end of a sentence, and you would insert a footnote at the end of a sentence after the period. In Google Drive, you're going to go to Insert, and then you're going to select the Footnote option. And you will see what has happened is Google Drive has given us a superscript number here. So superscript meaning it is a tiny font at the top half of our line of sentence. And then it's also designated an area at the bottom of that page for us to write our footnote content. As you notice in the instruction materials, your footnote could be a citation, it could be a shortened version of the citation, maybe because you've already provided a footnote, a complete footnote citation for that source, or it could be some sort of explanatory note that's just providing additional information or context for the content that you are writing. What I think is very important about inserting a footnote is that you are always using the software correctly. The reason for that is because if you are writing and you've written and inserted a bunch of footnotes and you realize, you know what, I need to go back. I needed to have put a footnote here within my sentence. Maybe you realized that there's two separate sources that you are working with within the creation of one sentence, or you have something else that you realize you want to say and you want to put it in a footnote. Using the correct pathway of inserting a footnote is really important because it saves you time and energy. So as you know, your footnotes need to go in chronological order from the beginning of your text to the end. So your first footnote needs to be labeled with the number 1. Your second footnote needs to be labeled with the number 2. If you are manually creating superscripts and manually hitting numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. on your keyboard, then every time you have to move your footnotes or add a new one before or in between other footnotes, you're going to have to change every single one of those numbers on your own. Also, you're going to have to create the space at the bottom of your document for your footnotes. But as you saw before, when you're inserting a footnote using the correct pathway, and here what I mean again is going to insert and then selecting footnote, then it will automatically update that chronological order for you, and it will automatically create that space at the bottom of your document to insert your footnotes. So it just saves you so much time. So imagine I had already put in my footnote at the end of the sentence, and then I realized, you know what, I really think I also need a footnote here. Then I insert that footnote, and again, it slides the old one down, it creates space for me, it updates those numbers, and I can put the earlier footnote content right above it. So again, this is how you insert a footnote in Google Drive. You go to the Insert tab and you select Footnote, and it will automatically do the work for you. Using Microsoft Word is really similar. Imagine that we have a sentence and we want to insert a footnote at the end after the period. We will go to our References tab and we will select Insert Footnote. Now be careful. There are things on Microsoft Word and Google Drive that are called footers. That is the space at the marginal bottom of your document. We're not inserting footers, we're inserting footnotes. And also for our purposes of this project, I prefer that you use footnotes and not endnotes. Endnotes are found at the very bottom of the entire document, whereas footnotes are found at the bottom of every page of the document. It just makes it easier to kind of sort through and read the footnote content right there on the page if I do choose to go ahead and pause my reading, take a look at the footnote, and then come back to the reading. That's much easier. So when you're in Microsoft Word and you're ready, you're going to go to the References tab. You're going to go to Insert Footnote. And the same thing is true. It's going to automatically create the superscript number, as you can see here. And it's going to create that space at the bottom of the page of this document that you're working on so that you can go ahead and create footnote content. Microsoft Word also has the same function as Google Drive, where if you need to adjust the order of your footnotes, if you need to add one in between or before a footnote you've already created, you can just click on the space where you want your footnote to appear. Again, go to Insert Footnote. And it will update your numbering and it will create a new space for the footnote that you want to add. All of your footnotes should be double spaced, so at some point when you feel like you've pretty much got them the way that you want, just go down, select the text, and make sure that those footnotes are double spaced, just like the document would be in MLA format, which is what we're going to work with for this project. So that's how you create a footnote in Google Drive and Microsoft Word, and if you have any questions, please let me know.